Hey lovely souls, welcome to my channel Carolyn, where I teach you practical magic to help you make your day a little bit more magical. Today your focus is on the movie Practical Magic. I'm going to be helping you understand the cup suit in tarot by using the life of Sally Owens. The reason I love to teach tarot this way is that I personally find for me it's a lot easier to remember the meaning of the cards by relating it to a favorite TV show, movie, or character of mine. So if you also love to learn tarot this way, hit subscribe and turn on that bell notification so you never miss a video of mine. You can find other similar videos to this in my playlist Learning Tarot, and let me know in the comments down below what movie you want me to do next. So before I connect the meaning of the cards with Sally's life, we need to lay a foundation for what the cards represent. So in tarot, cups represent the element of water, and water represents our intuition, our emotions, and the natural flow of life. As a whole, the cups in tarot represent connection, our connection with others, and our connection with our intuition and our inner world. When the cups appear in tarot readings, they tend to represent relationships, love, creativity, and emotional fulfillment. So now that you have a foundation for what the cups represent, let's talk about suits in tarot. Tarot has 4 different suits. We're focusing on cups today, and each suit has the ace through 10, and then you have the court cards, which is the pages, knights, queens, and kings. So aces through 10 represent the progression of a journey from the beginning to completion, and the court cards represent the personalities or archetypes of that suit. So now that the baseline is set for you, we can use Sally's life to help you understand the cards individually.
Are you going to understand that being normal is not necessarily a virtue?
So first up, we have the Ace of Cups. Now the Ace of Cups represents new beginnings in love and emotional fulfillment. It also represents new emotions and overwhelming emotions. And I say that because if we look at the image on the card, it shows water flowing out of the cup. And that represents overflowing emotions, also like overwhelming emotions. And that's because when something is new, we have to process it. And that can be overwhelming at first. Now this card is represented in the movie Practical Magic by Sally's desire to have a normal life.
That's all I want is a normal life.
Because that is the catalyst for her direction moving forward in the movie. At this part of the movie, Sally doesn't have emotional fulfillment in her life.
God, I miss her.
And Sally believes that having a normal life will emotionally fulfill her.
Darling girl, when are you going to understand that being normal is not necessarily a virtue? I'd rather denote a lack of courage. Well, it's what I want.
So in this moment, Sally is yearning for normalcy, and it's opening her up to a new emotional journey.
Oh, sweetie.
Next up, we have the Two of Cups, and this card represents deep emotional connection and union. And we see it symbolized on the card by having these two people together being joined in a union. So it represents a soulmate type level bond, which Sally and Michael have because of the love spell. This card also embodies harmony, mutual respect, and love for each other. It represents a partnership. And we see these traits embodied in Michael and Sally's relationship.
I don't even mind the beard.
Next, we have the Three of Cups, which represents celebration, friendship, community, and emotional support. On the image of the card, we see 3 people celebrating as they clink their cups together. So this represents a lot of celebration and joyous occasions. And we see this in Sally's life when she has the normal life that she always yearned for. So the Ace of Cups starts with her yearning for this life. By the Three of Cups, she has achieved this life.
No more stones being thrown, no taunts cried out. Everything is just so blissfully normal.
She has a normal life. She's accepted by the community. She's loved by Michael. She has her family. She's writing letters to her sister Jillian about how happy she is with her life.
Dear Jillian, today is our 3rd anniversary, and all I have to show for it are 2 beautiful little girls and a husband I just can't stop kissing.
And so there's this very happy, joyous, celebratory energy that Sally embodies that represents what the Three of Cups is.
Life is perfect.
And a bed, sleepyhead.
Next, we have the Four of Cups, and this represents discontentment and withdrawal. And we kind of see this embodied in the symbolism of the card as we have the person here who's being offered this cup. He has all these cups here, and he's still not happy with what he has. He's waiting for something better to come along. And we see this sort of apathy and withdrawal from Sally after the death of Michael. She isolates herself from her family and her friends, and she's just surrounded by her grief. And so that energy of being unsatisfied with her life and the current situation represents the Four of Cups, because it's about having these things in front of you, like Sally has her children in front of her still, but you can't focus on that because you're unhappy with the circumstance.
I was really happy.
And so her grief consumes her, creating this sense of apathy and withdrawal.
It was the curse, wasn't it?
So now we have the Five of Cups, and the Five of Cups represents loss and regret. And we see this in the film when Sally discovers that her aunts put a love spell on Michael. And so in the card, we see that this person is crying over what they've lost, the 3 cups that are spilt in front of them. But behind them stand 2 more cups. And so this represents that the Five of Cups is focused on the loss that they are facing, and they're not realizing what they still have behind them. And we see this in the movie with Sally. She's focused on the loss of Michael.
He died because I loved him so much.
On losing what their relationship was, of not having him in her life anymore, because despite the fact that no one thought she would actually grow to love him, she did, and the curse got him. And so instead of focusing on her children who are still alive, Sally is focused on the fact that Michael is gone and she just wants him back. That's why she asks her aunts to bring him back, but they refuse.
I don't care what he comes back as long as he comes back. Please do this for me. Please. Please. Please.
And so she's overwhelmed with sadness, with grief, with loss. All these emotions are intensified when Sally finds out about the love spell.
What spell? What are you talking about?
Because it places some responsibility on her that she regrets loving him. Because if she just let the love spell continue, if she didn't truly love him, the curse wouldn't have gotten him. But because she did feel so strongly about him, because she did love him, the curse killed him. And so Sally regrets the emotions that she felt, even though she couldn't control them, and she is dealing with the loss of the consequences of the curse now. And so just like it represents with Sally, this card in your readings can represent an overwhelming or over-consuming sadness.
What are you doing? Summoning up a true love spell.
Now we have the Six of Cups, and the Six of Cups represents nostalgia, childhood memories, reconnecting with the past. And we kind of see the themes of this symbolized in the imagery as we have this person passing this cup to this younger person. And so we see this theme of reconnecting with core childhood memories when Sally realizes who Gary is.
When I was a little girl, I worked a spell so I would never fall in love.
And she remembers the love spell that she made when she was a kid. So when Sally was young, her mother fell in love with someone who passed away because of the curse. And that pain wrecked her so much that she ended up passing away from her grief. So Sally never wanted to end up like her mother. So she created this love spell for her true love, but she made it for someone she thought didn't exist.
The guy I dreamed up doesn't exist. And if he doesn't exist, I'll never die of a broken heart.
And so when Sally meets Gary, she realizes that he does exist. He's a real person. And so it stirs up these feelings inside of her. And so it represents this energy of the Six of Cups, where there are experiences from our past, from our childhood, that hold on to us and can affect us later in life, even when we think that we have grown. And so when the Six of Cups appears in your reading, it represents deep-rooted emotions from a long time ago that's being reignited in the present moment.
You're saying what I'm feeling is just one of your spells?
So now we have the Seven of Cups, and as you can see symbolized on the card, someone has to make a choice. There's a lot of options in front of them, and some options are really good, some of them are really bad, they're really scary. And so it represents the option of choice and different paths to go down. And so we see this energy of different choices presented to Sally when she realizes that Gary is the person from the love spell.
I know now that it was your letter more than anything else that brought me here. It was you, and I'm all mixed up about that.
The reason that you're here and you don't know why is because I sent for you.
Because it puts both Sally and Gary in this position where they have to make a choice on if they're going to pursue this relationship, knowing that the spell is what's keeping them together. And Sally also has to make the choice if she wants to love again, if she wants to risk the curse taking someone she loves away from her again, if she wants to go through that. And so the Seven of Cups appears in your reading to indicate that there's multiple choices in front of you, and you need to decide which one is worth it to you. And Sally is faced with this dilemma a couple times. At first, it's when she tells Gary about everything that happened. She has to make the choice to do that.
I don't want a lawyer.
Then we see her tell him about the love spell and why he's feeling, what drew him towards her. And then we see her finally make the choice to reach back out to him, that she wants to be with him. All of those are different choices in her life where she's embodying the Seven of Cups energy. So now we have the Eight of Cups, and the Eight of Cups represents walking away from something that no longer serves you. So because it follows the Seven of Cups, which is choices, it's like the wrong choice was made. It didn't work out how you thought it would, and now it's time to walk away. And so the Eight of Cups represents walking away from these cups because they're not bringing emotional fulfillment to you. And so we see this with Sally when she returns to magic. For a long time, she wanted a normal life. She thought turning her back on magic was the way forward for her.
You can't practice witchcraft while you look down your nose at it.
I know. Just tell me what you want me to do and I'll do it.
But when Jillian's being possessed, she realizes that the only solution is to return back to magic. And through this, Sally begins to embrace her magical roots. She lets people in the town know she's a witch.
You know the stuff that everyone's always whispering about me, the hexes, spells, Well, here's the thing, I'm a witch.
She's not afraid to hide it anymore because her sister's life is at stake. And so she shifts priorities and she changes her mindset. She walks away from this normal life so she can embrace who she truly is, so she can fully be authentic.
Everything's almost ready on Jack, actually.
So now we have the Nine of Cups, and if you look at the card, you have the person surrounded by all the cups. So the Eight of Cups is walking away, realizing that that's not for you, and the Nine of Cups is getting what you actually want, having that emotional fulfillment because you are going back towards what you want. And we see this in the movie when Sally accepts that she's a witch. A big part of her journey was thinking that she needed a normal life to be happy, and while that leads to temporary satisfaction, it's not sustainable for her because it's not authentic to her. It's not allowing her to connect with her family in the way that she needs to. And so what actually brings her emotional fulfillment is being accepted by the community, yes, but doing so in a way where she's authentic to herself. And so we see this at the end when she has to rely on other people's help to save Jillian. She admits to the community that she is a witch, that the rumors are true. And instead of running away from her and being scared of her, they go to help her. They're intrigued, they want to know more, even though they are a little bit afraid, they can be apprehensive.
Didn't expect to see you here.
Well, you know that ever since I was a little girl, I've wanted to see inside your house.
Well, thank you for coming.
They're not doing it in the way that they used to, where they were shunning them. And we see this a little bit with her aunts too. They still have clients despite people in the town being afraid of them. And so we see as Sally allows herself to reveal her true identity to the town, that people do show up for her, that they do accept her, even though it's in a way that she never thought would occur.
Is this okay?
And so the Nine of Cups represents wish fulfillment, having things work out the way you want them to, actually being happy with what you have. And we see that happening for Sally once she admits that she is a witch and she steps into her authentic energy.
And fall in love whenever you can.
Then we have the Ten of Cups, and the Ten of Cups represents emotional happiness, bliss, harmony, peace, happiness, emotional fulfillment. And we see this because in the card it's symbolized by a rainbow of the cups showing joyous occasions. We have a family with their kids dancing, everyone is happy, everyone is having a good time. And so there's a lot of emotional fulfillment, there's a lot of inner fulfillment. And we see this with Sally at the end of the movie. Now there's so many reasons why Sally has emotional fulfillment at the end of the movie. The first reason is Jillian is back with her. Their friendship and sisterhood is able to continue to grow because they are back in each other's lives. Sally's kids are happy and they're surrounded with her. Sally is accepted by the community while still being a witch. She has returned back to magic and she's not hiding away from it. She's being authentic. She's with Gary, who is her true love, and the curse is broken. So she's not afraid for anything to happen to him anymore. She's not afraid of anything destroying her happiness now because she has went on this emotional journey throughout the movie where she faced hardship, she faced challenges, but now she is emotionally fulfilled. Now she's happy. All the previous roadblocks have been overcome. And that is what the Ten of Cups represents with emotional satisfaction and fulfillment. Nothing can disturb your peace when you were truly happy. There's going to be challenges, yes, but you can overcome them. And that's what Sally's left with at the end of the movie, is a solid unit, a good foundation, a team, a partnership, if you will, that allows her to know she can overcome any challenges that she faces. And so when the Ten of Cups appears in your reading, it's showing that there's going to be long-term happiness, success, satisfaction with your life, but it's also showing this resilience because you have went through the Ace all the way to the 10. You know how to overcome negative obstacles in life, and you know that you can always reach this Ten of Cups again. So since we went from the Ace to the 10s, now we're on the Court cards, and the Court cards start with the Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups is a hopeless romantic. They are someone who's very curious, very innocent, and they can be naive to love, and they're someone where they desperately crave love. So if you see here on the card, you have the person holding the cup like they want to offer it, but it has a fish inside. Now the fish is sometimes associated with Pisces, which is the dreamer of the zodiac. And we see this archetype represented in Sally's life by her sister Jillian. Jillian is someone where she always is looking for love. She's a hopeless romantic.
I can't wait to fall in love.
And she's very curious, she's very adventurous. She's not afraid to leave home if it means that she's going to find the person who's right for her. And so we see Jillian going through all these different relationships until she ends up in a very toxic one.
Jimmy Angela. Jimmy Angela.
And that can sometimes be the negative side of the Page of Cups, because they are so desperate for love and they're so focused on the short term of love, they don't look for the long term, and so they can be naive. And so what can be seen as very smooth or beneficial to them in the beginning can turn very toxic very quickly. And they're not looking for those red flags until it's a little too late. And we kind of see that with Jillian. She's a little naive to the situation and she doesn't know how to handle herself.
So you're drugging your boyfriend to get a little shut-eye? Doesn't that seem a little strange to you?
And then she does call on her sister Sally to help her out.
Jillian, no. What's wrong?
And that's when they end up killing him. And so when the Page of Cups appears in your reading, it's representing an archetype of someone who really wants love or is really wanting to make a bold romantic gesture. It's someone who's wanting to make moves, but maybe doesn't have the skills to do so, or they're new to it. It represents a new emotional journey of your life. So now we have the Knight of Cups, and the Knight of Cups represents an archetype of romantic idealism and emotional action. And you see this action because this person is on top of a horse, which is forward movement. Think about it like the Chariot card in tarot. Whenever you see the Knight, they are taking forward action towards a goal of theirs. And he's holding this cup, meaning he's going to present it to someone. And so that's where the emotional action comes into play. And the people in Sally's life who embody this Knight of Cups energy are her daughters, because right away they realize who Gary is to her.
I don't want it in my...
And they do their best to meddle and interfere to facilitate this relationship working out.
Here's the syrup.
No! No, 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 no! Ready? Okay, go! Okay, yeah!
And so the Knight of Cups is someone who is working on achieving emotional fulfillment. They have a goal in mind and they are going to achieve it. They're going to take action to bring it into reality. And her daughters definitely do that. So now we have the Queen of Cups, and this represents someone who's intuitive, compassionate, and enables emotional healing. The Queen of Cups embodies an energy of someone who's going to listen and help facilitate room for you to heal and grow and learn. And in Sally's life, the person who represents this archetype is Gary, because Gary is someone where he could come in, be cold, uncaring. He could throw Jillian or Sally in jail.
He has to be held accountable.
Well, he has been punished.
You really should get a lawyer's advice before we go any further.
But he doesn't. Instead, he hears them out, he listens, he helps them out. He covers up the murder and says that it was an accident. He protects them. And so he's empathetic, he's emotional, he's caring, he cares for Sally. And we see this throughout the film. He's also in touch with his intuition or the spell, whatever you would like to call it, because he's led back to Sally. So first we have him coming into town for the initial investigation. That was the magic leading him to Sally.
I know now that was your letter more than anything else that brought me here. It was you.
But then at the end of the movie, she uses magic to lead his intuition back to her again. And so that ability to pay attention to the signs and to listen and to hear and receive messages is what the Queen of Cups represents. And so Gary really embodies that energy. And so if the Queen of Cups is appearing in your reading, it represents an archetype of someone who's deeply in tune with their feelings and their intuition, and is able to share wisdom and guidance with others while allowing them to heal and grow and make their own conclusions. The Queen of Cups is not going to overstep their boundaries. And then we have the last card, which is the King of Cups. And who better to fit this archetype than Sally herself? So the King of Cups, if you see, he's on this throne here and he's balancing on the waves. And this symbolizes his emotional maturity and balance. So the King of Cups is someone who's really stepped into who they are. They have emotional regulation, they have emotional balance, they have emotional maturity, and they have been able to navigate the rocky waters in a way where they have ended up being secure with who they are. They have a confident sense of who they are, and they are happy with the life that they have. They have overcome regrets and loss and challenges, and that has made them into the person they are today, where they are happy with everything they have. And that is Sally at the end of the movie. She has overcome Michael's loss, and she's allowed herself to move on. She has allowed herself to grow. She has admitted she's a witch. She's begun to practice magic again. She's authentic to who she is. She's surrounded by her family. She's allowed herself to love again. She broke the curse. She has really stepped into her own and grown along the way. We see her emotional journey and process as she went through this whole journey, and at the end it leaves her being emotionally balanced. She has found her footing in life. And so when the King of Cups appears in your reading, it's representing an archetype of someone who has come a long way. They've really grown, they have matured. They started out being emotionally immature, but they have leveled up and learned from all their mistakes, all their losses, and that has shaped them into being a better and wiser person. The King of Cups is someone who's emotionally balanced, but also very wise and willing to share their wisdom with others. They will teach others from their mistakes so they don't have to go through the same hardships. And so through the cup suit of this emotional journey for Sally, we see how she started out as someone who was denying who she truly was, and ending with her finally accepting who she is. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making this video for you. I had a lot of fun rewatching the movie, and if you want to leave me suggestions in the comments down below for other movies, TV shows, or characters, I would be more than happy to listen. Also, let me know what tarot suit you would like me to teach you next. If this video helped you understand the cup suit better, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and share this video with other people who are looking to learn tarot. If you want to continue to learn tarot this way, hit subscribe and turn on that bell notification so you never miss a video of mine. I can't wait to see you all in my next video, and I hope you have a very happy spooky season. Until then, bye.